Hello, and welcome to another episode. And this episode is extra special, not because we have a guest every single week, but to the best of my knowledge, this is the first time we have a guest actually that is from the APAC region, or more specifically from Australia,
Yay!
which is where the
Nice.
Mozart Kugels, those little chocolate balls that Wolfgang keeps. Oh no, that's the different Australia. I'm always confusing. The one with the kangaroos, I think. Anyways, Heidi, welcome to the show.
Thank you very
Very
much.
happy to have you. For those that have not met you, because you're from so far away, even from a half time zone, we may get back to that later. Do you want to introduce yourself real quick for our audience?
Well, I like to say I'm from the future because Australia is one of the time zones that is usually ahead of a lot of other time zones. But my
you're
name is
kind of
Heidi.
from Hamish's past, because
This is true.
he's from
Hamish
your
gets to
future.
go first. He gets first dibs. But it's very cool when there's like a global DevOps day because then I can ring Hamish for help because he's already 3 hours ahead of what I'm working on. So I'm like, excellent. Hamish, how's this work? So a little bit about me. I'm Heidi. I'm from what we colloquially call Down Under, Australia, but Australia is the full wording. You'll find Australians, we often remove letters and words. I'm data analytics consultant, love all things data, love traveling around the world, and I prefer Microsoft over the others, but they're all equal-ish, depending on what we need to do.
We're allowed to have favorites here. It's
I
fine.
was going to say, I love everyone and everything equally, but I have a favorite. But that's cool because, see, we all have favorites. Even those that say they don't, they do. They don't want to admit it, but that is fine.
Like Ben, can you say you don't have a favorite kid?
I mean, I totally have a favorite kid.
See?
Gwenny is my favorite kid above all the other kids. I don't know about, but anyways.
Well, that is a different podcast, Ben. Different podcast.
I honestly used to say, just after she was born, when we had to go to all the different doctors to do all the different examinations, I always was like, oh, I'm here with my favorite daughter. And some were like, the parents, he's your only daughter. And some were like, you have a favorite kid? And you say, we're like, well, let me explain. But anyways, 2 minutes in, rabbit hole. There we are.
We got sidetracked.
However, speaking of favorites, I mean, Heidi really prepared that segue for us. Couldn't have been better.
Teed it up.
Made it.
What's your favorite data thingy, Heidi?
All of
I
them.
assume it's something Microsoft because I mean, you cannot say all the. No.
We forgot. Add
Check
that to the
rules
checklist, Ben.
in the show notes. You cannot say all the things.
Microsoft Fabric.
Oh,
Ooh.
At the moment. I have like it's not like a love-hate relationship. It's more like I wish you could do this. It's okay. It probably will do it sometime in the future. I'll just hold out for it to be all encompassing. But I like Fabric. I also like its swag too.
Aha, now we're talking.
But it means
so
I
your
can
favorite
like
data thing is Fabric swag.
Yeah.
I'll allow
because if you go like Azure data is just far too big, but if I want like a little bit of Azure data, I can have pipelines, I can have warehouses, I can have lake houses. Oh, and I've got these cool sayings now. So it's like lake houses where your data goes to chill out, warehouses where your data goes to be organized, and event houses where your data goes to party. So I remember all the different.
Perfect. Are these stickers or T-shirts?
No, I should turn them into stickers. There's time.
Yes, you should.
Perfect.
And maybe later this year, November would work very great for me. For example, we all meet at some place, at some conference, and then I could get one of those stickers. I mean, depending on if it's one sticker or if you're making 3 different stickers. One for the warehouse, one for the lake house, and one for the party.
You have to come to different locations to get them. So you can collect the set, you know?
Even better. It can be like a little like scavenger hunt for stickers.
Oh, I like that.
Perfect.
Might even make it the requirement for acquiring a sticker is to trade one in. Therefore distributing more stickers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
Although I do have you seen the Fabric cards? They're like the Learn. I always get the name wrong. They're like flip cards. I love those things. It looks like a deck of cards, but it's little Fabric questions.
Oh wow. No, I haven't seen them. Very cool.
No, I've seen. I haven't got my hands on those yet, but I think that is a pretty clever idea. Well, I haven't been to the cool places where they had them. So
I have them. If you don't have them by November, I will check and I will get you some. They may be out of date with the feature changes, but they're pretty cool.
They're probably out of date
Perfect.
at the time of printing, given the agility of that product. What I was going to say, I mean, fabric is still borderline for me to even allow that as one favorite thingy because, well, it's slightly slimmer than all of Azure Data, but it's still almost all of Azure Data at this point. But I'm going to allow it.
Yes. Good, because I'm not changing.
I do what I want.
And you should not. Exactly. Nice.
Be
Heidi standing up for herself.
I mean, I could pick any experience within Fabric except for maybe the data science one because I'm not really a fan of the data science stuff. That's a whole nother personas.
Why not? Just because data science is not what...
It.
Okay, fair.
I just don't enjoy it. Like writing an algorithm to do a model, to do an experiment. I happily work with it, but I don't want to be the one building it. That and fair. What's the other one I don't like? Not Activator. I like Activator. I'm getting used to notebooks. There's something else I didn't like where I'm like, nah, I'm not touching that.
I mean, the only thing left pretty much is Power BI or OneLake. So if you don't like those, you're losing a lot of fans out there probably because they're both very popular.
I like that's right. AI. I'm all for using AI, but I don't want to build my own custom AI. I'm not going to go build some LLM or whatever other acronym it comes with these days. But I'll use it to help me. I'll happily hit the Copilot button and try it out. Love Copilot in Edge. I'm like, help me search for this.
I was going to say, I think it kind of depends on where you draw the line on what AI is, because Copilot is one of those things that Copilots, plural, that are really all over the place, not just in Fabric, but everywhere. And there's a bunch of really clever uses for that. If you put it to a certain, just like using ChatGPT, if you use it for everything, you're probably going to get very shitty results. But I'll admit, I use it on a pretty much daily basis. Just the other day, I had a super long query again where I think I had to pivot or unpivot something in T-SQL. I was like, yes, I could do that, but I'm just lazy because I can just take that super long query, copy and paste it in there, ask it, please pivot this for me, and be done in like 2 seconds. Like,
exactly.
Cool. So, and I think that's pretty much true for almost, if you kind of know how, we've also talked about BIML in the past, and that's the same thing. If you know nothing about integration services or DBA tools, if you know nothing about administrating SQL Server, DBA tools will probably not be of much help because you will have no idea what kind of function to even use. However, if you know what replication is, it helps you set that up in a much nicer way than that wizard.
Yeah,
I mean, why would they even call it a wizard? There's no sorcery included.
Yeah, I think too, for stuff that you like borderline know, like I was working on a presentation that needed a bit of CSS, and like I know roughly what that is and how to do it, but I'm not going to write it. So GitHub Copilot, give me some formats for this table. Bam, done. And you know what? It probably looks a lot better than if I had chosen colors and borders. So I'm just using it to style things now. I asked it which hoodie to wear, and it told me this one.
I did the same thing for my shirt.
That's actually what I need. I need a wardrobe where you open the wardrobe and you're like, Copilot, pick me an outfit. And it's just like, well, put these on.
I mean, I've kind of built that for Power Hour at PASS last year for my glasses recommender.
Okay, perfect.
So the thing is, you need to teach the library first what kind of glasses you have and need to give it all the attributes. I mean, I could have gone further and just have some AI thingy detect what the glasses actually look like, etc. But, well, somebody could have. I could not because I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. Can you just imagine our wardrobe turning in, you know, they're like smart fridges where it's like, tell me what's in the fridge or tell me a recipe. Now you just got to walk to your wardrobe and be like, hey, wardrobe, tell me what's in there and give me an outfit.
Perfect. And where exactly is it?
And be like, and you're out of underwear, or you'll run out of underwear in 2 days. Warning, underwear low.
Washing required.
Yeah.
It could even be like a KPI.
We've only got your least favorite pair.
It switches to washing recommended, washing required.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. You can get away with one more wear here.
It would mean
Not
that
on
you have
underwear.
to organise your clothes though, because half the time I leave the
Mm.
jacket somewhere. I'm like, "Oh, I'm not putting it back in the wardrobe. It can just hang on behind the door. And then I have to remember, where did the jacket go? And I'm like, it's on the door. It's not in the wardrobe.
See, at least yours is hanging because I keep mine in my floor drobe, which is like next to the bed, the things that I've worn a bit, but they aren't fully ready for washing yet, you know? So
Yeah.
I just
The
have to
worst
find
bit is
stuff in there.
Serious. I'm way more fancy than you are, Jess. I got a chair rope.
Oh, a chair rope. Nice. Nice.
It's even more fun when you turn the exercise equipment into it. My bike is like a a movable wardrobe.
Do you ride it while it's a wardrobe?
Nah. It seems because it's located just near the air conditioning unit, so I end up hanging things on it to dry.
Ah, perfect. Well, it's still getting used.
Just not for
Exactly.
its intended purpose.
True. All right. Well, I'm guessing exercise bikes probably aren't going to be your answer to this next question. But before we get massively sidetracked again, what is your favorite non-data thing?
Food
Okay,
and
great.
TV. Food and TV. I love watching TV. I'm binge watching SWAT at the moment. I've already been watched Bridgerton because that got released on Netflix. So I watched that.
Yes, I'm halfway through that.
I saw a documentary on the Terracotta Warriors, so I'm like, I probably should watch that because I like watching documentaries. I learn all these different things. I watched one once on the diving where they hold their breath and go as deep as they can. And I'm like, didn't even know
the
this was a
free
sport.
diving or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a ridiculous sport. Like, maybe I'll die, maybe I'll make it.
Yeah. I was like, didn't even know this was a thing.
50-50.
Yeah, for real. Like, I'll see if I can fit my body in this tiny hole underwater. What could go wrong?
It's crazy. You learn about different things, like extreme frisbee is a sport. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I grew up as a kid throwing frisbee. Didn't know it was an entire sport. You can have a team.
You could have been a pro athlete right there.
Yeah. I was like, man, I'm missing out.
Your calling.
But no, I do love my TV. So I like finish work and go watch TV. But I watch an assortment of TV. So my friends, they're like, what are you watching? And I'm like, I'm watching this. They're like, really? You watch that? And I'm like, yes, I watch like The Real Housewives. I watch the documentaries. I watch SWAT. I watch Bridgerton. It's like I watch Deadliest Catch so I can learn all about the fishing industry. I'm like, love it. I watch all the things. It's half the time it's like
that you have such a wide variety.
It's that escape from like, I might not learn this in my day-to-day life. Like I'm not about to go on a giant crab fishing boat.
Probably
although
not.
Australia does have great fishing, but not giant crab boat, in the Bering Sea. But I can go watch it.
But
and
now
then you
if
get
you
to
do,
watch the rescue.
you know what to do.
Exactly. And then occasionally you get to watch, the what is it, the water rescue
really like
teams.
a tutorial?
Mm-hmm. Well, you get to learn all the roles: deckhand, captain. There's a particular crew member who seems to be able to MacGyver fix everything. Something random happens, and they just
so basically all you need to figure out is if you're on a crab fishing boat, who is that MacGyver person? Because that's kind of your go-to person to figure.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's super cool.
I have to say, Heidi is so far the best guest at giving us segues because,
Agreed.
I mean, if one of you two, you gave us two answers to a single option question, but we're going to allow it because of that segue, and that's the only reason that we're going to allow it. If one of your two favorite thingies is food, what is your favorite food?
Ice cream. Can't go past ice cream.
A certain type or just any?
Ooh. Oh, that's a tough call.
you caught her off guard.
It used to be any, but then when I was in New Zealand, my good friends Reza and Layla got me onto Bastani ice cream, which is like pistachio rose water ice cream. Love it.
Interesting.
I learned how to make it
I
at
love
home.
pistachio ice cream.
I was going to say pistachio also. I like rose water, so that combination, you could be onto something.
Happy to give it a try.
When you're in Seattle in November, you can Instacart it. I've got it Instacarted to the house once because I was like, I can't find it in Adelaide where I am in Australia. I couldn't find it. But when I was in the US, I'm like, the US has Instacart, they have DoorDash, let's see. And I was like, oh, I can get it delivered. So I did.
Perfect.
But then if it's not ice cream, if it's not ice cream that I'm eating, it's taro lattes. I love taro lattes and taro bubble tea or boba, depending on what
is
country
that?
and what they call it.
I was going to say that sounds interesting, but what?
Taro is like I think it's technically a vegetable, but it's purple, and they turn it into powder, and then you can have it in a latte. But it's like there's matcha latte, which I love, but that can also be really bitter. But then taro latte is a bit more on the sweet side. And then you have this purple drink,
Got
and
it.
then it's a conversation starter too.
Do they make bread out of that too?
Yes.
Taro? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I think I've
yeah.
had purple taro bread.
You can have
before.
cake, bread, lattes. It's very universal, that one.
Amazing.
But it's like anything, you either love it or hate it. Like I like taro and I like matcha, but a lot of people don't like the flavors.
Mhm.
You'll try it once, and then if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do like it, you probably love it.
There we go. We'll give it a go.
Does it go well with ice cream? Because then we could just combine that as a.
I've not put it in
Feels
ice
like
cream.
a lot of flavors.
And don't get it in the fresh kind. Like if you ever go, I don't know if they're called bubble tea stores or boba stores, but the ones I go to, we just call them bubble tea. But I never get the fresh taro. I don't like fresh taro. It's got a whole different texture and taste. And I'm like, no, I want the purple one that comes in a powder form.
Interesting.
Much nicer.
Good tips.
I see. All right, so I see we're
today.
going to have 2 different food dates on that. But let's start with the pistachio rosewater ice cream. We should make it an ice cream date in Seattle just for that purpose.
Done.
Because
or do you
then
like
also
matcha? Actually, we probably can't
Not a
get it
huge fan, to be honest.
in November, because Starbucks was doing a matcha latte with lavender foam, which was actually really nice. The UK, they did it with matcha latte with strawberry foam, also nice. And Adelaide doesn't have Starbucks, so I only get it when I'm overseas.
I'll put that on the pro side of Adelaide.
Oh.
We do love our coffees and teas and things.
I was going to say, I mean, I haven't been to Adelaide. I've been to Sydney and Melbourne, who also don't have Starbucks. At least Melbourne doesn't. I think Sydney didn't have one either. For exactly that reason, because you have all the super good, very nice coffee shops that actually serve you really, really good coffee. So
we're pretty much coffee
why
snobs.
would I go to Starbucks if I can get like real coffee?
Australia is
because I like to collect those mugs from Starbucks on where I've been.
The truth, and honestly, that's the
I'll
only.
go for the mug and then I'll buy coffee somewhere else. That's fine.
And sometimes I have to go in line for like forever just to pay for that mug, and then you're like, just that mug, and they're like, what? But it is what
true,
it is.
because you can't use the app for the mug.
I didn't even think about using the app for the mug until now, but
really,
because I don't have the Starbucks
on
app.
A plane. I love when I'm on a plane in the US and I order Starbucks before I arrive, and then because they have them at the terminals, so I arrive in the US and I'm like, walk to the Starbucks and get my coffee.
Amazing.
That is next level. I thought I was pretty cool when I basically did my immigration forms from the plane when I went to the US the last time, but having your coffee ready, okay, that is fair.
One step further.
Exactly.
The plane is quite the reminder if you forget stuff. I have been on the tarmac leaving Australia and gone, oh, I don't have an eSIM for the country I'm going to. Need to organise that. What about travel insurance? I'll do it on the tarmac, which is not good. But it's always a reminder. I'm like, what have I forgotten? We're about to take off. It's like,
what do you need insurance? When do you need it? Now.
Yeah.
And then it's like, does this flight have Wi-Fi? No, quick.
Because otherwise I have an insurance problem.
But the advantage is I pretty much have to go from Adelaide to the eastern states to go anywhere around the world. There's very few places that I can't go straight from Adelaide. So it's usually I'll have a couple hour flight to the east and chill out at Brisbane, Melbourne or Sydney, and then go to the lounge, sort stuff out, and then get on the next plane. So I have a little bit of tolerance for when I forget.
Very well. All right. It was almost time for me to hit that time over button that I haven't pressed in forever. You know what? I'm just.
Perfect.
It was about time. It was about time. Because we are at time. Heidi, was an absolute pleasure chatting with you.
Likewise.
We now know if we ever end up on a crab fishing boat, we're just gonna bring you, and we know you know all the places and
Yeah.
all the people that we need to know there, so we're all good. You please make sure you have insurance before you get on that boat because there is no Wi-Fi. And with that being said, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we see you all next week with yet another friend. Bye.
Bye, folks.
Thanks for having me.